It's a war going on outside. No one is safe from. They telling you don't have a culture, right? They telling you as a black man in America is a descendant of a slave. It's war going on outside. It's a cultural war, and you don't have a culture. At least that's what they tell us. At least that's what they trying to sell us. But we do got a culture. I'm here to remind us that. I'm here to remind us that we have to continue to prioritize the culture. We got to continue to keep the culture first. Like again, everybody at this page is here because they identify with the culture. Not what the news is telling you, but with the culture. We got to be honest here. I can't make anybody here an Indian. I can't make anybody here an American. You are an American when you got here. You recognize, you identify with the culture that we presented, with the information that we presented. They want to take that from you. You see how easy it is to recognize yourself in the Mississippian Indians? They lived 600, 700 years ago, but you can see yourself in that because you got the same culture. You have the same cultural continuity, the traits, the behaviors. You eat the same good foods. You see? So this is a war on our culture. It's a war on what we know and what we do that's different than other people. Again, I tell you that the Indian, the black Indian, American Indian, his culture is a culture of revolution. His culture is a culture of resistance. You know? They want to call us country. They want to call us ghetto because we don't conform. We don't ride their trends. We don't ride their ways. We don't want to fit into their system. We think what we have is great. What we have is fantastic, and we don't want to change it. Unlike other people that come to America and want to assimilate. You see, they lose their culture. They're willing to give up their continuity. It's easy for somebody to tell us who we're not if you can't identify your culture. It's easy to tell somebody you are a kidnapped victim or a slave if you can't identify your culture. Like we got 50-some thousand people here that didn't fall for it, that could identify their culture, that could recognize that there was a scheme, there's a scam being played on us, that somebody's lying to us, somebody's trying to trick us, somebody's trying to deceive us. And how do we know this? From the culture. The culture is what teaches us to protect ourselves from these threats. Our culture is our optimum environment for growth. Again, it's easy to sway somebody. It's easy to steal somebody if they don't have an anchor in their culture. There used to be a time where black people didn't even party with other people. It'd just be an all black people party. You might be in a basement party. You might be at a local bar. But it didn't matter. You were around black people. You were around alikes. People that shared your energy. But when you don't have a cultural continuity, television is your culture. The news is your culture, right? Oh, black people protesting. That's what we doing. Let's go down there to protest. No. Black people at the park enjoying the sun. But they flipped it, right? Black people have language, right? But no, we don't have a language, right? Because we don't speak African, but we speak our language. We speak American Indian English, right? That we gave them. We created these words, and we need to continue to create these words. We need to continue to be different and stay different, to keep our culture continuing. Like again, the best thing about what we got going on is that I cannot tell you you're an Indian. You dig that? That's so wonderful. That's so exciting. Is that somebody in your family told you were Indian. Somebody in your family showed you and raised you in American Indian culture. You know the food. You know how to cook certain foods. You know who cooks certain foods. You know that it's certain superstitions and certain things that we do as Indians, as Americans. Right? So it's easy for you to see these things in other people because you already was given that gem. Somebody already told you, yeah, you're different. You're one of them. And for a lot of people, that's all we needed. For a lot of us, you know, that's all we needed was just a glimpse into the culture. For a lot of us, that's all we needed, right? Just a little glimpse into the culture, just a little bit of somebody steering us in the right direction to keep us through them days of having to go through the whole board of miseducation, having to be told we slaves, and having to be taught inferiority, having to be given complexes about being abandoned and kidnapped, and no one being and no one loving us, when that's not the world that we live in. That's not the environment that we grew up in. We grew up in environments of love and caring. So again, like I say, to me, it's kind of easy to see the people that I see, the people that identify with the culture that I identify with, right? And now we at this crossroads. We at a crossroads when, as usually, this culture that we have created, this culture that we have cultivated is being assimilated and copied and pasted and being watered down, being diluted and being demonized by foreigners. So in these moments, I tell us again, we have to continue to prioritize the culture. We have to continue to remember what brought us here. No one told you you was an Indian online. You learned this from your family, hopefully, right? You learned the culture from your family and you recognized it maybe from some information online. But the culture that we share is told from mother to child, from grandmother to grandchild, from mouth to ear. So when they telling you Africans, it doesn't sit right in your heart. When they telling you you're enslaved, it doesn't sit right in your heart because you have a culture. When they're telling you, oh, you know, you're a victim and don't nobody want you, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't sit, it doesn't vibrate with you. That energy doesn't connect with you because you have a culture. And that's what we have to continue to prioritize. Like, again, China can't beat us, right? See, if you don't believe that all of these people are working together against us, then you're not understanding that the culture is the linchpin. The culture is the key, right? Because we don't like cheap things. In our culture, we don't like cheap things. Why all of a sudden everybody down with cheap things? Because that's the media. The media is taking our culture away. Like, we need to really prioritize the culture. And again, like, and this is Never Land, where you live in a world where women make their own clothes, where you live in a world where men can build stuff and fix stuff, right? Because the culture is not designed on. And again, I'm not saying, because the culture is not designed on Italy and Italian designers and Italian fashions and shit. The culture is based upon a jean jacket with airbrushing on the back, right? A culture is based upon some beads and some necklaces, some copper design jewelry, That's the culture. The culture is based upon creativity. It's not based upon low pricing. It's not based upon rollbacks. It's not based upon Christmas sales. Like the idea of even boycotting Target and boycotting any of these stores should be ridiculous to a person with some culture. Only thing we need to boycott is the Board of Education because they don't include our culture. See, like, again, that's why they want to cut me off and you know, and copy and paste and dilute the information, because it's culture based, it's power based, it's based upon what we do and what we offer. If you're not willing to offer anything, you're going to have to be a consumer, a customer. And then if you don't have a culture, you don't have a commitment to your own growth and your own positivity, then you're going to be subject to whatever they're saying. You know how many people sick from kale because kale was a trend? Just like do you know wheat? Like, wheat is not something you're supposed to eat. Like wheat bread and all that shit. I understand it, but like, American Indians can't drink milk. Make your stomach hurt. You know, it's culture. It's things that we should just be able to just say, hey, we don't do that. We don't do that. And we're not trying to do that. We're not interested in doing that. We have our own way of doing things. But through television, through media, through watered down Negroes, we've lost that. But we're not afraid of China. We're not afraid of globalization. We're not afraid of these elites trying to steal, because we have culture. And in our culture, they tell us, you're different. You're an Indian. You weren't kidnapped. You weren't victimized. You're a country. You're a Geechee. See what I'm saying? And we take that and we hold that to heart, and we use those as badges of honor. Like, I want to be different. I want to be country. I want to be Geechee, right? Because that is our culture. That's what we do, word of mouth. So we need to continue to promote our culture. We need to continue to prioritize our culture.